Hello, happy bank holiday. I hope you are all well, given that we are all on a surprise bank holiday. Well, it was a surprise to me. I hadn't actually realized that we had 2 days off this week until earlier on this week. I actually have time to come live to you. So I figured I would jump on and speak to you about this notion called launching to sell. Because when I tell clients, prospects, people in general that we offer three core services: launching to start a business for significant startups, launch to grow a business for those that want to expand and grow, um, and launch to exit, they're most surprised about this launch to exit service. And so I wanted to kind of elaborate on why I think it's so important to launch with an exit in mind if exiting is what you want to do. It's this thing of starting with the end in mind, and I think it's so important. And one of the reasons that we launched this service was because I think that one of the surprising things, oftentimes your biggest opportunities and your biggest learnings will be those that happen unexpectedly um, in the marketplace as you're serving clients. And bear with me a second while I let my cat out. You've probably seen him and could probably hear him. Bear with me 1 second and I'm going to come back. Um, so, yes. Yeah, as I was saying. So, one of the things that people are most surprised about is the fact that we have this launch to exit service. And so, I wanted to provide some context about that, tell you how that came about, why that came about, and why I think it's such an important service. It's something that I'm really excited about, right, Veronique? You know this cat personally, he's crazy. So, anyway, we're back to it. And so it's this idea of launching to exit. And I really think it's important to start with the end in mind. When you're starting a business, you should be thinking about what your exit strategy is. Is it a business that you want to build and sell? Is it a business that you want to pass down to children? Is it a business that you eventually want to build up to be self sustaining? What is your plan? And so I think that not enough people think about what they want to do with their business and the legacy of their business with that in that regard. And there's a couple of reasons why we launched this service and started this service. And the first thing is that it happened almost organically. Whilst we've been rolling out the 6 Ps, we realized that they actually gave companies a really strong foundation, a really good basis for exiting, in the sense that the 6 Ps make businesses more investable, they make businesses more sellable. And so that was kind of a real surprise to us. That was something that we hadn't thought about, that just happened organically. And I find that the best opportunities are ones that you uncover in the actual marketplace. And so that was the first thing. The second thing was when I began to research the merger and acquisition market, talk to business brokers and M&A specialists, there were things that I realized that I didn't know that seemed to make this service even more important. One of those things were that most businesses that come onto the marketplace don't sell. So similar to a house, when you put it on the market, though a lot of businesses don't sell, and those were it's for a few key reasons. The other thing was that a lot of businesses don't sell for the value that their owners think they can sell for, and they're not as valuable as they think they are, that they're not as investable. Things like, when they do due diligence, kind of accounting procedures haven't been as, as they should be. Things like all the value still being in the owner of the founder, things like they're not being processes. So there's a big issue in this space with regards to businesses, even if they are profitable, even if they are making money, even if they are successful in other ways, it doesn't mean that that business is going to be sellable. It doesn't mean that it's investable. And so the realization that actually the 6 Ps help a business become more investable kind of made us launch this service, and it's something that we're really kind of excited about, because it all comes down to this notion of foundation. And if you've ever seen me do a live, if you've ever seen me speak about launching, I'll often say the higher you want to go, the deeper your roots must be. And it's all about laying foundations. And so things like the fact that businesses can't sell because all the value is in an owner, things like the fact that there's no processes in a business, people, things like, the fact that a business isn't future focused and there's not great product market fit. Those are things that we solve organically in the 6Ps. And so I feel like, my vision and my mission is to help more business owners leave a legacy, to launch businesses that, have a legacy, to launch legacy essentially. And so if you can launch a business from the gate with the 6Ps in mind, you're already making that business more investable. You're already making it more sellable. Like even in, the launch strategist, you know, I'm still undecided about when I want to sell the business and if I want to sell the business. But I know because of the foundation that I've laid and because it's built on 6P principles, that if I wanted to leave the business in 2 years, 5 years, it would be sellable because of the foundation that has been laid. And even if you're a more established business, it's never too late to launch, to sell. It's never too late. But what it is important is that you ask yourself that question as a business owner: if I want to sell, is my business ready to sell? And I think, even if, like I said, you're a more established business, you need a runway to sell. So it's something that if you think you may want to sell in the next few years, you need to be thinking about now, because this service probably has, the work we'll do with that is probably about more closer to 24 months, 12 to 24 months than the usual 6 months for a launch, because there's a lot to do. And what's great about this service as well is that we're partnering with a number of merger and acquisition companies. We're partnering with a number of business brokers who, because we don't do the due diligence here at the Launch Strategist, we don't do all the finance side, we don't do that stuff, we don't match sellers with brokers, we just lay the foundation. So it's almost a perfect partnership. So we're so excited about, the partnerships that we have coming up. We'll be doing our own kind of launch of this offering over the next coming months. We've got, a new website that we're building at the moment, and that will be launched, and we'll give you more detail on the 3 core services that we offer: launch to start, launch to grow, and launch to exit. We had an amazing launch strategist, another launch strategist starting this week, who I'm excited to introduce you to. So there's lots going on behind the scenes. And so you've probably noticed that you see me a lot less here on lives, as businesses grow, as our roles change, as our focuses change. I guess it is quite organic, quite natural for that to happen. But I still love the power of lives. I still love the notion of connecting with you guys over live videos. So our new 6P strategist will be doing more of those videos. So you'll get to meet her, you'll get to dialogue with her and more members of the team as the business grows. But I just wanted to take the time to come and say hi, say howdy, chit chat with you guys for a while. And yeah, as ever, find out if you have any questions about, what we do here at the Launch Strategist, your thoughts on this idea of launching to exit. If you're a business owner, are you already thinking about exiting the business? Are you already thinking about what that looks like, what value you might want for the business, what value you might need to sell the business for, and whether it's ready for that, and what preparation you might need to do that. And so I do these lives because I think there's still a lot of learning around what we mean by launching. And for us, it's simply a 6 to 24 month activation campaign that gets a business to their next level. There's still a lot of learning around actually what do you do at the Launch Strategist. And so for me, I can never come on here enough and kind of explain the nuances of what we do and why we do it and how we do it and how we can help you guys. And so, in the same way that a lot of people think that of launching, it's just starting a business or marketing. For me, it's always about spreading the word that for us, launching is about so much more than that. It's not just about marketing, it's not just about the start of a business, but it's about launching legacy. It's about launching at every stage of your business growth. It's about doing the work, the focused work, and putting the investment in your business in the areas that are going to allow you to launch to that next level of growth. Whether you're starting and getting out the gate and you want to move past that startup kind of stage, whether it's launching to grow and you want to expand international, or you want to add a new division, or you want to add a new product suite or off service offering, whether it's launching to exit and you're starting to think about, do you know what, I think, it's something that we want to be thinking about. And so whatever the case is, those are our three core services. And yeah, we're excited about them all. As you guys will probably know, some of you who have been connected to me more recently may not know that everything that we do is based on our 6Ps, our 6P launch framework. So whether it's launching to start, launching to grow, or launching to exit, and those 6Ps are firstly about purpose. And when we talk about purpose, it's not kind of fluffy purpose, just doing what you're passionate about and what you love. It's about aligning that passion, aligning that purpose with product market fit and the actual needs of the marketplace, to make sure that actually you're not just doing a business that is fun and fulfilling, but actually it has the potential to make you money. Because fundamentally, if your business doesn't make money, you don't have a business. And we know it takes time, but fundamentally, such is the nature of business. It's fundamentally commercial. So when we speak about purpose, it has to be aligned with product market fit. So as you can see, I can speak about this forever. But anyway, the second P is all about people. So who do you have on your A team? Because for us, people are the principal thing. And something that I always say is that you can have a great idea, but if you have a poor team, it's not going to work. And similarly, if you can have a very subpar idea, but you have a fantastic group of people, and your chances of success increase exponentially. And so for us, people are very, very important. And when we speak about people, we think we think about the leadership team first of all, or we think about the founder and the DNA of that person, and how and the team they need around them, their skills and their skills gaps. Then we look at, who is your ideal client? Then we look at the partners and the people you need on your team and things like that. So it's really holistic to make sure that you have the right people on your team to actually launch this thing and to scale, to get to the levels that you want to, because no man is an island. And it's people are so important. And it's great to start out as a solopreneur, but if you actually want to build a sustainable, long-term, profitable business, you cannot do it alone. So you need to think about what that team looks like out the gate and how you will build that team to get to where you need to go. And if you're a more established business, do you have the right people on your A team? If you're thinking about exiting and getting to that next stage, you're thinking about internationalization, do you have the right teams, and do you have the right people on those teams? And asking those quite difficult questions sometimes. And then the third is product. So actually, if we speak about this launch to exit service, a lot of times more established businesses, their product suite gets a little bulky. So it's looking at that and saying, how can you streamline that when you're looking to sell a business, reoccurring revenue and predictable profit and revenue margins is very, very important. So how are you able to predict that? Do you need to adjust your business model? Do you need to adjust your pricing? Do you need to think about pricing differently? In terms of product suite, it's important. Important is probably the wrong word, but it's good to think about your product portfolio in 3 tiers, for example. So the first is going to be your do it for you, which is higher value products with higher margin, but also more intense. Things like consultancy, things like implementation of large scale projects. Those earn you a lot of money, but they require a lot of manpower. They require a lot of high end knowledge. Then you have your do it with you, say, products. Those are products that you deliver with a client. And again, they're kind of mid-tier in terms of pricing. And then you have the do-it-yourself products, which are very scalable, low cost, don't require much manpower, things like that. I say all that to say it's about thinking about, what does your revenue model look like? How are you going to make money? Are you going to start out the gate with consultancy, more high value products? Are you going to start with lower products? Are you going to start with mid-range, do it with you? There's pros and cons to each, but ideally, if you can have a product mix that has products at every stage of that, you're in good stead. But anyway, as I said, I could go on forever on this, and that's only our third P. The fourth P is promotion. And most of you will know my background is marketing. Been a marketer for 15, 16 years, I lose count. Was chartered for 10 of those years. So although my background is marketing, although that's what a lot of people think about when you think about launching, actually it's only the fourth P, and that's intentional, because a lot of people start thinking about marketing too early. They start thinking about your website, social media, and you haven't thought about your business model, your revenue streams, you haven't thought about product market fit, and you go straight to market, and that's the biggest mistake you can make. And sometimes it's not that your marketing is bad, it's just that the foundation is weak, and the foundation that you're building on is weak. Marketing without strategy is like building a house with no foundation. Ultimately, it's going to fail. So we look at promotion, and when we look at that, if we're say looking at a new business, we'll look at or any level business, we have launch marketing, we have evergreen marketing. There's launch marketing that gets you out the gate and gives you an immediate boost to the goal, whether that's starting the business, whether that's been a particular initiative to grow the business, whether that's exiting the business, maybe repositioning, that sort of thing. So that's the first tier. And then we have evergreen marketing, and that's the stuff that gets you that reoccurring leads. That's the stuff that gives you some predictability. So those are the two strands. And then we have number 5 is processes, because if you don't have processes in your business, you don't know what you're doing, essentially. As harsh as that may sound, every business needs processes. And actually, this is one of the biggest sticking points when it comes to selling a business. There's no processes. All the value is in the business owner. And so processes allows you to get the value extract it from an owner and embed it in the foundation of the business. That's where a lot of value is in a business. So we look at processes, service delivery processes, lead generation processes, fundamentally 3 core processes, but there are more, but we like to keep things simple, straightforward, and clean here at the Launch Strategist. And last is profit. So, if you're looking at a business that wants to launch to exit, it's looking at what valuation have you got, what is the valuation that you want to get to. If you're starting a business, how are you going to scale the business? If you're established businesses, how are you going to grow, and what does the business look like if you expand internationally, add additional portfolio product offerings and things like that. So I've digressed a little bit, but I hope I've provided some context as to why, we've added this to our business, the idea of launching to sell. And, if you want to, if you're curious about this, if it's something that has, piqued your interest, and you're thinking about how can I prepare my business better to sell, there is a great book that I love and highly recommend. I'm also a reader, as you can tell from the back, but one of my favorites is Built to Sell. I absolutely love it. And if you're thinking about starting a business, growing a business, definitely buy the book. It's called Built to Sell. I absolutely love it. And and as ever, before I close out this live, does anyone have any questions, anything they want to ask, any feedback? Where are you guys tuning in from? What platform are you tuning in from? Because I am streaming on, I think, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube at the same time. We are grateful for StreamYard that gives us that ability. Before I sign off, just if you have any questions or comments, just do pop them in the comments box and I will be sure to answer them. So yeah, we're excited about launching our new website soon, launching a few things, because I know I've been quite quiet on here, but it's some great stuff happening behind the scenes. I hope you are all well, enjoying your bank holiday and these extra few days that we have. I'm about to go to Topgolf with my kids and sign off for the day. But it's good to chat, good to be live again. Have an amazing rest of the bank holiday, and I'll speak to you. I won't even say soon. I don't know, but yeah, keep tabs, keep tuned to my page. The Launch Strategist here on LinkedIn, do follow that page because my team posts content on there most days. So even though you don't see me live, you can always keep track of what's happening over there. Yeah, and speak to you guys when I speak to you. Bye.